Right. No, it's just me and you. And
have you started recording yet, though?
We're in some weird screen, so I'm going to come right close to the front like that and go, welcome. I'm Dan Watson.
I'm Dan Watson. Are you recording?
What's your name?
Paul.
Welcome to the dirt. Let's get some people in here. Admit. And last one. Boom. Firing all here.
I think we're missing 1, 2.
Are we missing? No, I can see everybody. I think we're all in the room.
Hey.
Aloha.
Welcome to the show, BFC. In the house. How are you doing?
Good. Real good.
Yeah, I think I anticipate a lot of crossover in this. So
so put your hand up if you want to speak.
Yeah. Don't worry, we won't ignore anybody. Yeah. Thank you so much for agreeing to the biggest reunion since the Backstreet Boys, the Spice Girls, and the Beatles all put together. BFC back once again. I think I'm so excited to have you all on here and catch up with you all. It's been many a year, although I've been speaking to a few of you over the time in and out as such. I know Sloggett here has been super pleased to have you all on.
Yeah, I'm busting a nut here what you've all been up to recently.
So I think myself personally, last time I possibly might have seen you all in the same place at the same time, or certainly you four British lads, I should say, was probably in France, or maybe a comp or so after that in the UK. And Nikki, I've not seen you since I think maybe filming when you came to Hart Hill when I was up there. That would have been the last time I'd seen you. I mean, obviously there's stories from both of those visits that we can go into, I'm sure, in some form of detail. But Slogs, when was the last time you see the boys?
It was definitely the first cream teas at Knock Hill.
You won it, didn't you?
It was a good weekend.
Category.
Yeah.
With the date no one can remember.
Yeah. Does anyone know it? Anyone confirm it on here?
Yeah, well, Jolly Tom called it out wrong because he said 2011, and that's bullshit.
I said that was way too late.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 2008-ish.
We'd all quit mountain boarding by 2011, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2008, and Tom is riding in that video. So he said he broke his arm that year, but he's riding in the video from 2008.
He's a fucking charlatan, isn't he?
when I was going through those photos the other day, it was 2006 was the first film, and 2007 was the second. So it must have been the end of 2007 or start of 2008, was it?
The video is from June 2008.
Yeah, because we had the premiere of one of the films at Knock Hill, right?
Yeah, second film.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think maybe I would have been there for that.
I think you were, Dan.
Yeah.
We all had pleasure holidays gear, didn't we?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because the film was done in the ski lodge, wasn't it? From the dry ski slope.
Yeah.
The bar there.
Yeah.
Which film was it we were premiering?
It was like this.
Like this.
There we go.
That was the best one as well, I reckon.
Yeah.
Vintage.
It was a more varied video. You included far more of the extended BFC family in that one, which was
because none of us could actually manage.
Yeah, we were the worst riders in our own videos.
That's why we had to make friends with
section. We'll finally get good.
Oh come on, you all held your own. You guys all had a few trophies and medals amongst it in both categories. I think certainly definitely had a couple of border cross wins or podiums for each of you guys. I'm looking at Dave Martin.
He retired from
Reese.
Bordercross during that film.
Yeah.
Someone rode into his head.
But
I don't remember that at all. I remember retiring from Bordercross, but not why.
I specifically remember like someone just riding into your head on it. Probably have a photo of it somewhere.
Probably why I don't remember it.
Yeah, bang on the head.
Sounds about right.
well, if you ever find that photo, Martin, in the next sort of like 3 or 4 days, send it over to us and we'll ping it up. But the likelihood is slim for a lot of these. Bar lifting footage from the BFC videos, you know, a lot of the stuff was pre camera phone days, isn't it? So
Yeah.
and pre social media.
Pretty much.
You know, so it's quite a difficult one. We have a few sources to go to within for photos and such. And
Right.
generally, hopefully, most of the time, the people who, I mean, this one's going to be difficult with some of you, Martin and DC. You can go back through their social medias and drag up, you know, older photos that might have made it from there onto there, but it's difficult. It is difficult.
I'm really I deleted my Facebook in like a sort of fit of anger at Facebook and scrolling it too much, and now I'm really gutted because just lost like all this history, all these like photos that I desperately want to go back and look at now.
I think I don't know. I've never done it, but I thought I'd heard that Facebook being Facebook still holds all that detail, and that you could go and attempt to open up your old account. Just saying, I don't know, but either way, it is a shame. It is a shame. And Reese, I know you're not on Facebook anymore, are you?
I don't really use it. Still got
No.
my account and stuff, but
And Martin, you're offline.
I don't really use it. I just text these guys on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
He's a ghost.
That wasn't to get away from all us mountain boarders, was it?
No,
No,
not
you
at
got
all. Not at all.
And thankfully, Nikki, you're still about and still riding, still shredding.
And by the way, on the Facebook comment, I remember when I met these guys, I had MySpace. And people told me, "Oh, you need to get on Facebook because all these guys are on here."
That was part of why we let you come on the like trip as well. I think Welly contacted us and was like, "Can this guy Nicky come and join your road trip?" And we
Welly
looked
can't
up
drive
your
a calendar.
MySpace. We looked up your MySpace and you like did a front board on a log. And we were like, "Yeah, all right, we'll have him."
God.
You're in.
And after that trip, it was Martin that said, "Oh, you need to get on Facebook." So
And it seems it's all shifted now across to Instagram. From there, we'll all be on TikTok in 5 years' time.
Thank you.
You were on there already, Dan, didn't you?
Yeah, there, OnlyFans. If you type into Ask Jeeves, Dan Watson, then you'll get up all the alternative social media.
It's like the social media king of Chicago.
I like it. I'm claiming it, even though I've never been to Chicago, the Windy City. But yeah, well, boys, I would love to start getting you guys to reminisce a little bit about your times, and hopefully I'm going to start that off by asking you guys probably the simplest and easiest question of what were the origins of the BFC for those who didn't know you then or now or whatever. You guys all started mountain boarding early 2000s,
and it's not like you are all from the same area either. You were from all over the shop.
Yeah,
you weren't regular riders at one centre, were you?
Actually, the 4 different corners of the country, essentially.
yeah,
is that the mystical power that brought you all together. Like, magnetic compass.
Like
boom,
fucking ley lines.
If we're going way back, it was probably the ATB Sports message board where we all met each other.
Yeah. It was like dodgy internet forums, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was Merlin ATB.
I was Hill Rider, really original stuff there.
Yeah. So this was like before social media, and you just had these little clusters of interests hanging around on the internet, didn't you? And the ATB Sports Forum was kind of the home of mountain boarding in the early 2000s, and we all kind of just chatted on there and then met at comps, and yeah,
I think it was comps. Like, I remember that we like gravitated towards each other, just like getting drunk together after the competitions. They'd be like the guys I'd hunt down in the evening to like have a couple of beers with, and then I think it was all just from chatting at those events and like always talking about the videos and stuff that were coming out at the moment and how they were like really kind of like a bit too gnarly and like not representative of what we liked about mountain boarding. And I think we were probably all watching like Ice and Seven videos and Think Tank. Is it Think Tank or Think Tank? Think Tank. Yeah, like videos like of snowboard crews, which were much more funny and like jibby and kind of not trying to make it.
Bit more personality in them. Like, I think we felt that, and it's nothing against, I guess, the other videos that were coming out at the time, but certainly from, say, across the pond in the States, it was all very much sort of heavy metal, blood, falling over, and like
a skate video.
Yeah, it was more of a sort of classic skate video.
It's like the Down and Dirty videos. They were amazing. Still some of the best mountain videos that have been made, but it's just like sort of like heavy metal, big grazers, massive stacks, and like it's like, look how punk rock we are. And obviously mountain boarding is really punk and cool, but I think we were all pretty influenced.
We're not.
Yeah, we're not.
Sorry, Reece. Didn't mean to interrupt. I couldn't let that one go.
I think you're bang on the money. I mean, I was massive into my snowboarding at that time when I was living away, and the influences are plain to see, especially from a lot of the musical side of things. The tunes that you were playing throughout there. I mean, Matilda aside, I think they're all pretty. What was the other one? What was Will Turner's section?
Oh, Funky Town. Yeah.
But the rest of them, there was a very there was that almost 8-bit Euro poppy soundtrack, with the likes of Teddy Bears, Stockholm, and a few of the others, and they certainly appealed to me.
Yeah, they were light-hearted, fun.
Yeah,
as well as having really fucking good riding in them.
I think
the big snowboard influence was Robot Food.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were definitely like the first one that was doing that in the snowboard scene, I think.
Any sort of David Benedek film, he was sort of pushing out a lot of stuff at the time, and it was I think always our influence was we wanted to make films that you'd show to people who weren't into mountain boarding and think, oh, that looks fun, I want to do that. I think was the sort of overriding start of us.
Yeah, so that was kind of the idea, was to make like some fun films, give them away for free on DVD at the time, and just try and build the sport a bit. And this was like 2006 was when we made our first film. We organised a little trip to it was Super Bowl, wasn't it? Bolesworth, where you were living at the time, Dan.
Yeah.
And that's where we started filming, wasn't it?
I mean, I can't help but think that it might have, really blown up a lot more if you'd have featured a little bit more of certain faces. But aside from that, it was a fantastic movie.
They're on the lost tapes.
Yeah.
Fucking lost tapes.
Do we need to talk about lost tapes at all in this conversation?
Half of like this got lost in the post, didn't it?
No,
not like this. The first one, Filmogenic.
Yeah, we went from Ballsworth near Chester, didn't we, down to where did we go? That Court Farm after that?
Court Farm, yeah. And when we were at Ballsworth, because we had two cars, we had my like little Nissan Micra, like Mark 1, and we had Jack's Rover. And we got to Ballsworth, we all met up, 5 of us in the 2 cars. And before we left Ballsworth, Jack's car cam belt went. And we all had to squeeze into my Micra with everything on the roof bars. And like, we had to all get in. And then the last person, like me as the driver, I had to then pack everything else in around everyone in the back, like totally fill up the car. And then finally set off. And I think where we stopped for a wee, it took about half an hour to like get everyone out, have them packing back in again. So it was an inauspicious start. And we had loads of like the football flags on the window. I remember that, the like ones you put out that you buy at the largest 50p or €1 shop.
The largest 50p or €1 shop in the world.
Drove down to Court Farm.
Oh, that's a good 3 hour journey, I reckon. Isn't it 2-3 hour journey from there?
Yeah.
Before that many in a Micra.
Yeah. So were you in there at this time then, Nicky? Were you in said car as well? I'm trying to think.
This was
the year after.
That must have been the year after. So yeah, that would have been in for like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you. I'm my timeline is so far in the past now. I need like a Britannica encyclopedia just to go look anything up because it's just gone. But so yeah, the idea to get these videos out to the masses, the uneducated, is quite a noble cause back then, especially like you say, to be doing it just off your own back for no real reason. I think it was unheard of, really.
Well, we got again, it was like heavily influenced by what was happening kind of in the snowboard scene at the time. So if you bought any of the snowboard magazines in the UK, like White Lines, they'd often come with a free DVD. So that was kind of the idea, was to basically get the DVDs out with it was for subscribers of the Mountainboard mag, which was set up by the guys from Scuzz, wasn't it? So that's how Filmogenic first got out there. But we also got loads printed because we were sponsored by MBS, Tramper, the centres that put us up, like Ride the Hill, Bugs Boarding. So they got some and gave them out just when people went there for lessons and stuff.
So we did, there was only a few hundred of Filmogenic, wasn't there? And then we did like, was it 3,000 or something of like this?
Yeah.
And we'd send like a few hundred to all the different centres and just tell them to give them out however they liked to people who looked like they would get. I think we had like a little Word document kind of pack of what to do with them as well. Reece, you were really good at like organising all that stuff.
That's because all centres are fucking run by retards.
Yeah, like, you know, that.
Open pack, give to customer.
Yeah, that was basically it.
And then at the end of the day, you'd still get, why have none of those DVDs disappeared? We definitely got rid of a few down at Red Hill. I'm sure that I've still got a copy of both Filmogenic in a case, I believe.
I never got a copy of Filmogenic.
Did you not?
Fucking made the thing, and then the guys at Mountainboard Mag, they did the printing for us with like the nice cover on it. And I got a message from Welly saying, "I assume because you made it, you've got one." I was like, "You printed it." And so I've still to this day now, I've got loads of copies of the other ones. Still to this day, never had a DVD copy of Filmogenic.
Right, if anyone's got a double copy of Filmogenic, throw it back that way.
That's it. Throw it back that way. In fact, throw them both back, and he might send it back signed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, and if anyone wants a copy of the last two films, I think I've still got about 100 of each. So,
if
Can you sign those for me?
You got to have a DVD player as well.
Yeah, but I've got a DVD player.
I've still got VCR and Betamax as well.
because during the first lockdown, you finally dropped Filmogenic onto Facebook, didn't you? Someone did.
Yeah, and like this actually. I'm just looking now. We've got them. I forgot we put them both up.
You put them both up, didn't you, during lockdown? Yeah, which was a godsend to a lot of people.
Oh,
yeah, people were in need of a good laugh at that point. It certainly gave us a good laugh.
They're timeless pieces of what now is mountain board history, aren't they? I say timeless, like you say, you've got to have a DVD player.
Or a Facebook account.
or a Facebook account, which is rapidly dwindling as well.
We'll put them all on TikTok next. That's
So, yeah, every
30 seconds
5
at
or
a
10
time.
years. That'd be mega. Do you know what? It'd probably blow up. That shit would blow up.
I might.
So Filmogenic was the tour of a few centres, wasn't it?
Yeah, just in the UK.
Right, and then you moved on to like this.
Yeah.
And so throw us through what went through on that one.
Like this had 3 distinct trips, didn't it? So there was, we did one in, the guys came up my neck of the woods in April in Scotland. And then in the summer, I think we went down to England and we spent the best part, I think me and Jack, 3 weeks on the road, I think it was.
Yeah,
and
so
then,
that was mostly Southwest, wasn't it?
yeah, I think so. It was, yeah, there was a lot of time spent. Bugs, yeah, we lived at Bugs for quite a while.
A great day at a soft play centre.
Yeah. And then later on in the year, we all were lucky enough to go to Courchevel in France with.
And that was the year we met the wonderful Stirrups, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's when Nicky G got dumped on our hands.
A lucky accident.
Yeah. I think Nicky was meant to be, he was flying, because it was just before one of the Fat Face Night Airs, wasn't it?
It was. So a couple of months before, I got the magazine, the Mountainboard mag, with the DVD of Filmogenic, and I watched it. I was like, "Oh, these dudes are cool. I want to be a part of something like this, right?" I was 18, going on 19. Never been on a trip on my own, so never been on like a plane on my own. I arrived in Bristol, and I was talking to Welly, and I let Welly know, okay, I want to come to you. And afterwards, we can go together to Swanbuck, to the World Championships. He's like, yeah, fine, no problem. But apparently, there was some miscommunication. Mind you, either my English wasn't good enough, or maybe something got lost in the emails. But I arrived a week before he was expecting me. I landed as like this little 18-year-old kid in Bristol, first time in the UK. Spent half an hour in front of the airport. By that time, I grabbed my board. I remember I was doing like some flag round tricks, just bountyboarding a little bit. Kept calling the dude, wouldn't pick up. And then one moment he calls me back, picks me up, and lets me know that the BFC was going to pick me up the next day, and I was going to go with them on the trip.
That worked out nicely, didn't it?
Yeah.
Perfectly.
I think Reese got a call from a very panicked Welly.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's turned up a week early. Could you take him?
Sure, yeah. He's cool. He can frontboard.
Of course, I've known them from the DVD, and apparently Reese saw one of my videos at a mountainboard center in Belgium. Like he says, they thought I could hang. So we met at a spot in the woods.
Yeah, where was that?
Near Ledbury.
Was it Birdlip Hill or was it the Ledbury Quarterpipe?
I think it was Ledbury. I think it was like Joe Dixon's spot near Ledbury.
The little jump in Quarterpipe, yeah.
Yeah. And that was the day when, so one of the riders already fell out during that first day. I think Steve got himself hurt.
Oh, yeah, Steve Cowney.
Cowney.
Oh,
is that where he overshot? There's a scene where he overshoots a landing off a backflip or something.
That's probably at Bugs, right? And
Mate, yeah, it did. Thinking back now, it did have a century feel to it.
yeah, But yeah, we should have got Stephen for today, shouldn't we?
He's running a board game cafe in Bristol now, and
See-
in Cardiff, I think.
Yeah, he's got a little empire going.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's over one in Cardiff as well, isn't he?
I think he lives in Cardiff now, doing the Cardiff one.
Very nice. What is that? All Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, is it?
Well, he told me he's trying to keep it slightly cooler than that.
We're not
What, like Naked Twister cool?
It's just Steve in the corner with all these other guys.
But yeah, going back to Nicky joining us, I think he ended up getting one of the best shots of like this, right? With a 270 on, 270 off.
Yeah.
That what centre was that? Bude.
Coastal.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Coastal.
No, it was good.
What?
It was it was that tiny center where they got a ton of rails.
Ivy Leaf.
Ivy Leaf.
Oh yeah. It
That's
was
the one.
that Butte,
Yeah,
right? Because
that's
we
it.
went surfing there as well.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Oh man, that was amazing. They had this tiny foam pit, and I tried my first switch flips on it, and there was this jump next to it where I could immediately do it on dirt. That was fun. That was like,
You must have been the first person to do a 270 on, 270 off as well.
Pretty sure he was.
Was that straight continuation or like pretzel out? We'll have. Yeah, I was going to say we'll be
Danish
watching it. It'll be up on screen right now. I don't know why I'm saying about what it is because everyone who's watching it see it. Sorry, I cut in then, but either way,
Yeah, I
it's
was
impressive at the time.
Unreal. And AJ was there too, was he?
Yeah. I just
it was-
watching back now. That was a mad little event for such a tiny centre.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got second in the border cross. Very proud of that.
Congratulations.
Slug sent me a picture this afternoon or yesterday of me doing a backflip, and I've got a funny feeling, Nicky, that I might have learned to have done the backflips in that very same foam pit that you're talking
Did
about
you?
at a comp. Yeah, it would have been at one of the comps. It was either there or Court Farm. Like I've got a feeling it was there, and it was quite a small little foam pit. And yeah, thought right, I'll have a little session on this in the evening and get them nailed, and then do them in the comp. And I think that was the photo that Slogs sent to me.
So I think
I only did it maybe was doing them for maybe one season.
Yeah, I don't remember you doing backflips, Dan.
Well, I'll put the picture up here now.
Yeah, prove it.
he is nearly scuffing his helmet on the floor.
Yeah, it was more of a wildcat backflip as opposed to like an opened out DC one.
But I thought that was the Green Man where that photo was taken. Although you can't really tell where it is, it's just like a lump of mud, really. There's no like background to it, which is
No sign in the background saying
Yeah.
this is the Green Man or this
welcome
is...
to Green Man.
Yeah.
the classic guy in the sky shot.
Yeah.
Just remembering that section, Nicky's section in that film is also a joint section with Beerin, which has got to be the most contrasting,
Inappropriate.
the inappropriate pairing of like hardcore, he's going to die downhill, and then 270 on, 270 off.
Well, that was intentional, wasn't it, Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, to make it like,
It was an artistic decision.
Artistic decision.
Yeah.
Thought it
We
was quite
see
fun.
Beerin quite a lot down here, and he's still a fucking charging lunatic. Just go free riding him. He's fucking gone. Just
he was the like really gnarly guy in the BFC.
We
He
like
was
very. I remember that we very like specifically recruited him because we felt we were all like too jibby and like freestyle. Like, we need someone who can like charge some cool shit as well.
someone tapped in the head.
Who can who can charge some cool shit?
And Mikey LeBlanc.
Yeah.
I remember taking Beerin to the shale bing in
Oh my God.
outside Edinburgh. So this thing's like a heap of old shale. They basically dump it in a pile so that the slopes are like as steep as it'll go before the shale starts slipping down on itself. And it's you kind of walk up the top, and then it's like loads of chutes and
It's all
stuff all the way
razor
down.
sharp,
He
isn't
was, yeah. You got to wear like thick gloves because it'll just slice through your fingers if you put your hand down. But he was super up for it because it's gnarly as hell. And that was the first place we went on the like this trip. And so he went, all right, I'll go straight up the top. And then this line that, like, I went there quite a lot, so I could do a lot of the lines, but I'd never done this one. It was really, really big.
Great.
And he, yeah, and he just went for it, ragdolled, and that was him for the rest of the trip. He was done. It's like the first day of like a week or 2 weeks or something. And but I loved riding with Beer, and it was just the way that he would look at things was totally different to everyone else. You think, nah, he would always give it a go.
it? It was terrifying riding with him though, because he'd look at it and you'd be like, you know, he was just going to absolutely knack it. And then he would.
That red run in Courchevel, I remember being up on the sort of fire path, looking down, filming, and thinking, yeah, he's dead. He's going to die. Because it's just rocks.
I was going to say, it was only me, you, and Biren that went up on that red run, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he had brakes on at the time, I think, on that day. But I'm not sure if he used it. I mean,
no, he didn't. I'm looking now. He didn't have brakes.
Did he not?
No.
Okay.
He did go brave and put on a full face helmet, and that was about it.
Because I was going to say, I know I rode down the same terrain, the same hill as him, but I had a brake on the front. So I'd have been tapering my speed a little bit, but not like him.
And that was just next level, right? Courchevel was like proper mountain boarding.
Yeah.
Like, we because we got the lift up, didn't we? Because we rode down the fire track at one point. I remember all doing that.
Yeah.
But then there was the other bigger lift you could get up, and we just looked up and were like, absolutely not. That's vertical. And you guys went up there.
But, hey man, I was riding that shit daily in the summer.
We went to Courchevel and like rode this. We did like street stuff around the town. We found that big rock and like built a little like quarter pipe up a big rock in a building site instead of like riding the mountain.
I remember Viren as like I'd like to have had him on here tonight. We probably should have had him on anyway. But again, there's another person I wanted to give a bit of time to himself for recognition for what he did and still does as a rider these days. But I remember him saying, getting really upset about it. Oh, that bloody rock, he said. We come all the way out to the mountains to ride all this epic free ride, and they want to go and jib epoxy rock. And he was getting so worked up about it. But to be fair to you boys, the backdrop of that rock jib was just incredible. You know, like it was looking out over the valley from memory, and
I think the plan was for that to be the photo, like the cover of the DVD or something. I can't remember. I don't think it was, but I think that's why we did it. We're like, that'll be the photo that we can put on the DVD.
Yeah,
I can't remember seeing any photos of it now.
Well, we forgot the camera.
Jack went up the top, so none of us could film it.
No, but we did a fair bit of free riding on that trip, like just down fire tracks.
Just down the fire tracks.
Fire tracks and the green runs. I remember.
And that was like so good. Like it was really fun, and still you'd go pretty fast and get
without brakes on. I to this day, if you go free riding in the mountains and you're going there for a day, then you might contemplate taking a board without brakes and just sketch your speed all the time and stuff like that. But you're gonna be fucked after about an hour. You know, for every hour you ride, you're going to want to sit down for probably another hour. Where with having brakes and now with electrics, you've got accelerator. I mean, that place is just going to be. I can't wait to get back out to the mountains on an electric board because it's just incredible. But you got to be fair. You all came out here. None of you had breaks.
I did, because I had no business not having breaks.
Well done, that man. But I had some great memories of that. Viren getting absolutely smashed. Well, you all getting absolutely smashed. There's some class photos as well.
Oh,
You
Looking-
memorable nights.
At you, Mr. Reese Crilly.
The night
Is that
when
going
they
up
gave
now?
us free beer.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
The last night was incredible.
Too much free
I
beer.
remember Dave falling asleep with me in the cab or the transfer back to the airport the next day. It was like
They fell asleep in the street
absolutely
standing up.
hanging.
He just stood there in the middle of the street, fast asleep, standing up.
But like we were at there was a street party, and they said like, oh, we can't sell the beer anymore. Do you guys want all this beer? Yes. It was just like pouring itself through.
18-year-olds just like, yeah.
Yeah,
It was all that Mutzig stuff. It was
It
like
was
oh my God.
Mutzig rocket
Wrong.
fuel.
Oh, the best. I
You led us
freaking
astray,
love
Dan.
that shit. That was
just-
my favourite lot of beer out there, without a shadow of a doubt.
What
You only
percentage
need-
is it, Dan?
Well, it's Mutzig old, isn't it?
8 or 9%,
Hmm.
Oh, fucking hell.
and it was brilliant.
I see.
I just remember because you were working in the bar, Dan, and I remember Dave one night saying, Dan, can I have a pint, please? You just looked at him and went, pour it yourself.
What's the like shots of rabbit stuff as well?
Oh, it was
Flugel.
that thing that you screwed on your nose, wasn't it?
Flugels.
Oh,
Flugel. Yeah. I remember
It's a
coming
little-
back with like a cut on the tip of my nose from like screwing the cap on.
I'm sure there was a drinking ritual to those little, they were
There
like
is a
little
ri-
medicine bottles, weren't
Mm.
they?
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
routine. There's a little order you do things in.
Yeah, tapping or there was definitely putting it on
Like,
the nose.
yeah.
but-
That was an amazing trip. It was all paid for by Pleasure Holidays, wasn't it? And Jack, you made a little promo video for them, and
Yeah.
and then it all went in the DVD.
I think if I say that at the time that was all going on, early 2000s, mid 2000s, like you say, that was the done sort of thing. There was budgets for promotion far bigger than there ever is these days for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Did they get their money's worth, Dan?
Well,
Did
it's
anyone
hard to say.
book a mountain board trip with them after that?
Clive came out. Clive came out.
That's Clive.
No, there were quite a
Well,
few. I see. This is where the timeline would go awry, because I wouldn't know the order at which the visitors who came out from the mountain board community came out in. There was a tramp.
So
trip and
sending
no
the five of
snow
us
trip.
over may or may not have ended up with Clive going to France.
Yeah, may have done.
Okay, good.
Oh, I think it's definitely like a whole bunch of mountain boarders eventually ended up working for Pleasure
Yes.
afterwards, didn't they? Like Joe Dixon. Didn't Eamon? Did he do a season?
Yeah.
there?
Oh,
Yeah, so, like-
lots of people have. So, Eamon, you're right. Has Joe Dixon has
Jack Poulter.
Jack Poulter, Sam Poulter. Both of them went out.
They still going, Pleasure.
I think Jack's still out in France. I don't know what Sam's up to, but there's certainly Jack's not working for Pleasure anymore. Chris Williamson, Biren, and yeah, there's a few in there, and I think they definitely endeared themselves. As far as putting a product out there, their holidays, they endeared themselves to the mountain board community, very much so, and probably got a lot of snowboard holidays come back, which is far more their bread and butter, isn't it? Or was their bread and butter. So yeah, I mean, Pete used to ride with me all the time. Surely he must have come out with us when you guys came out, maybe. But he would quite often buddy up with me, and we'd ride from sort of top of Verdon. He wasn't so keen on the top of the mountain, but we'd ride Verdon all the way down to Brie de la Banne in the bottom, like 15-kilometer run.
we did that road run, Dan, because we had the brakes on. Me and Bieran did that massively long road run.
Probably from 1550 down to La Pra, where the ski jumps were.
Yeah.
Trying to set off the speed cameras and things. But yeah, so they definitely endeared themselves. And yeah, I reckon got their money back. But they continued to sponsor the ATBA series for a number of years. So
they kept giving us like stuff to give away at our premieres, and
yeah,
so
they're just the most generous people in the world. Geez, I wouldn't have worked with them and lived with them for as long as I did if they weren't the absolute tops, and they are. They still count as some of our best friends. We don't speak to each other as much as we used to anymore. But you know, that's what time and distance does, unfortunately, but we still do from time to time.
Pete's son became a pro snowboarder as well, didn't he? Basically.
Yeah, so how old would he have been when
Lewis was about 8 when we went there.
Yeah,
and he was just like shredding the mini ramp, this like tiny little kid.
Yeah.
And 10 years later, seeing him at the Brits and stuff like
that. So yeah, I think he had a few issues with knees and things like that. And obviously, like I say, even the snowboard industry's budget fell out of its ass, didn't it, in the late 2000s? And now, I mean, now it's an Olympic sport, I suppose. There's some money going back into the sport, but I just don't think it ever really materialized in the way that it did for, say, Sage Kossenberg or Travis Rice. He's just an English kid from France who's bloody good on the snowboard. But to make it to that next level, that elite professional Red Bull athlete sort of thing, you've got to be something else these days. And we're from a different generation. We're probably a good show reel video, if you as a snowboarder would have gotten you places. And it's unfortunate for you guys, really, that there wasn't, because the industry was so small, there wasn't that headroom to be able to go anywhere further with it, really, I suppose. I mean, plus you all have lives as well, and we're going to uni and so on. So
I think probably around about the time of like this, it probably did feel like there could be a future in it. Like, I know I definitely thought that, I could make something of this if I, when I'm done with uni, and whether that was working for a company like MBS or Tramper or whatever. But yeah, I guess like the credit crunch, the global financial crisis just kind of took the wind out of the sails of mountain boarding at the time. And I think we were all fortunate enough to kind of have other interests like snowboarding that we just kind of committed a bit more to. And
we were so lucky to have that golden period though, weren't we?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Because
which ones are you still riding? Like, Nicky, you're still riding, aren't you? Are you riding a lot still?
The final lot.
Weren't you the world freestyle champion? Like,
I'm 2019 reigning world freestyle champion.
so like once or twice a year, then, yeah.
I've been a little bit more careful because I just dislocated my shoulder this summer. I just bought an airbag, so that's kind of nice. And I'm just surfing loads. I've just turned into this surf head where I'm on the sea. I'm trying to be at least multiple times a week. So, yeah.
So where are you living now then?
So I live about 30 minutes from Amsterdam, next to the sea. So if I put on my wetsuit tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be good waves, it takes me 10 minutes with my car to be on the beach and go in the water.
Yeah. And
never hours taking my airbag to a center to ride. So
is it too big for your backyard or your road out front of your house?
Yeah, no, I got a tiny backyard. It's about 10 by 5. So.
And how big's the airbag?
It's 2 meters in height, 3.5 width, and then I think it's 7 meters, 775, something like that.
It's a big old setup.
It's a nice one. It kind of mimics the demo setup we've been riding. So to make sure I can ride a lot longer and to make sure that I don't mess myself up too much, I just bought this thing as an investment, and then we'll see how long I'll use it. And
Well,
hopefully,
He basically wants to be world freestyle champion 2022. So
I'd like to compete next year in Australia. So,
sick.
but we'll see.
Well, I wish you all the best for that. I hope you retain your title. It'd be cool.
I know age is catching up with me. So,
How old are you, Nicky?
33.
And how old are the rest of you boys now then?
34.
35.
32.
I think I'm 34. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm 34 as well.
Yeah. I think I'm a little bit older, 36, something like that.
So, what about you guys? Are you still riding, or
No,
what are you doing?
I don't think any of us are still riding, to be honest.
How are you
We met up and all of you rode.
So, what are you doing for a hobby? How are you getting your fix of like?
I don't know if I speak for the other guys, but near me, there's a lot of good mountain bike trails. So I'm doing a bit more mountain biking, road biking, that sort of stuff. So that's how I go out and get my fix. And I can go out the door and like go hard or not go hard and get the exercise in and get the adrenaline hit if required.
Yeah, so you got decent,
and get back to
decent riding, won't you, up your end?
yeah. There's a lot of single track and stuff really near to me. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I got quite into mountain biking for a while, but then I slipped a disc in my neck a number of years ago, and holding a position on a bike is still pretty painful. So I'm trying to work through that to get back out of a bike.
That sucks.
Wasn't fun.
What about you, Reese?
Yeah, last time I mountain boarded was at the UK Champs at Hart Hill 2 years ago, 2019. I picked you up, didn't I, Nicky?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, rode there. I got a medal in the border cross and overall in the Open, but now I'd be in the Masters. So I can't remember. It was either a bronze, a silver, or a gold medal. I can't remember.
We'll go with gold, shall we?
Yeah, we'll go with gold, yeah. Won some event. So yeah, I kind of got back on it there, and I keep meaning to ride with Adam Conacher, who lives in Glasgow as well, and he's just killing it, like riding all the time.
He
and,
really is.
You know, I keep bumping into him, and he's like, "Oh, let's go rides," and I'm like, "Oh, I've got a kid and got stuff to do," and so yeah, I've just not had a chance to actually properly ride with him, but I keep meaning to. Playing football a lot, going snowboarding in the winter. Yeah, obviously living in Scotland, you've got a whole bunch of snowboard resorts just on your doorstep.
Oh, nice.
And Dave sent me a split board up a few years ago, so I've been playing on that.
Have you split yourself on that yet?
No, not too bad. Yeah, yeah, it's just a lot of walking up hills. It's yeah, tough.
You're used to that as a mountain boarder, right?
Yeah.
And what about you, Dave?
Yeah, I'm living in Bristol, so I go mountain biking quite a lot. I went to the UK Mountainboard Champs, like that one Reese was talking about, however long ago that was. I'd like to go again next year.
You didn't get a medal though, did you, mate?
I didn't.
And it definitely wasn't gold.
I'm sorry, boys. I wasn't there, so if you were to return, there wouldn't be another. There's not a fourth place to podium, so you'd have to take a bow out. But are you still riding motorbikes? Because last time I saw you'd come down to Cornwall on your S.
Yeah, no, I had a really scary incident on a motorbike quite soon after that, and never rode one again. Like one of my one of the cylinders went like on the motorway. I was in the fast lane at the motorway, and like half of the power went, and I got into the slow lane, and then I was next to the slip lane coming on, and the whole bike just died and locked up and stopped. Like, and it was dark and raining, and I had to like paddle it. Luckily, the car behind me noticed that I'd stopped. I had to like paddle it over to the hard shoulder.
Yeah,
absolutely like shitting myself with cars buzzing around all around me, and haven't ridden one since then.
Fair enough. Bad experience like that will put
it
you
was
off.
Wasn't that on the way home from seeing me in Birmingham, Dave?
I think it was just on the way home from work. But,
Oh, right. Oh.
I
Did
definitely
you have another accident on the way home from Birmingham at one time?
I've had 2 motorbike incidents. The other one I did just crash into a car. So, yeah. That's why I stopped riding motorbikes.
You did that on a mountain board as well, though. You crashed into a car in Edinburgh.
It's important to mention this car was parked and it was 5 a.m, so it wasn't moving anywhere and there was no other traffic.
I smashed the bumper off, didn't I? And it just fell on the floor, and we were like, let's get out of here.
Well, funny you should say, Dave, because there's a special surprise. We have said owner. I'm joking. But I tell you what, whilst we're on the subject of people joining the room, I don't know whether some of you are aware, but we have done social media posts for all of our guests. And on said social media posts, we have blanked out faces on your posts. And we have invited people to, I'll show you that, for those who aren't on socials.
You didn't blank out his ass, though, did you?
No, I didn't blank out. I refrained from showing the ass picture. And we've had some responses back, correct guesses as to who was coming on. And I've got 3 video messages because I'm not taking the responsibility of asking. Do it. If you don't know, if you don't watch, I got asked to ask a absolutely ridiculous question last week. And from then on, I've decided, right, people who want to ask the questions, they can send in their own videos. So the first one is sent to us by, I'm sure you're going to like this, a wonderful friend of Yazul, and he's most excited by this. I'm going to play it to you here, but we'll edit it out and I'll put the main video over the top.
Yo, BFC, you're in a balloon, you're hurtling towards the ground, you're all gonna die. Who do you throw out based on their mountain boarding credentials and ability? Or do you sacrifice yourself and save the Sammy, get off, the other 3 brethren who without doubt are your beloved brethren? I think I got.
If the BFC are all on a plane, it's full of snakes as well. So let's get
all bets are off.
They've got to go. We've got to get these motherfucking snakes off the motherfucking plane.
That needs a bit of backstory. So we went to see that film on one of the tours, and we almost got kicked out the cinema for laughing so loud.
I remember Dave getting asked to quiet down. He was so excited about them.
People were there to like watch it seriously, and we were all just like laughing and shouting at the screen because it was just so ridiculous. And
this lady turned around and said to Dave, "Can you guys be quiet? There's people dying in this film."
It's got Samuel motherfucking Jackson in there.
Oh God, I forgot how good that film was. I don't think I've seen it again since, and I don't think it would be. I don't want to see it again. I think it would taint the memory.
How many times have you watched 12 Monkeys since buying a copy of it in the largest 50p or €1 shop in the world, Ruth?
Quite a few times.
You've still got a DVD player. Excellent. Well, we'll go on to the next viewer.
Do we not get to answer that one?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know. We probably have to all talk about it. But
yeah, okay. It's ready to throw someone out, man.
All right. So everyone dies, or I think if you threw knowing beer in and how well he bounces, does he still bounce as well as he used to?
Yeah, he'd survive.
I think Bieran would have the greatest chance of survival out of all of us if you
You have a bit of a swell bow at the end.
Ooh.
Strap him into his board and let him go out.
I reckon Bieran would also just volunteer for it as well.
Yeah, because it'd be fun.
He'd be like, you guys are idiots. I'm getting out of here.
I'm not staying on the plane.
Fucking jibbing around on that rock.
Right. So we'll. Any more response to that? No, nobody's sacrificing themselves for the sake of the others. Then we're definitely throwing some.
We've all volunteered Bieran.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, poor fucker's not here to defend himself. Bieran, you get your own airtime. You right then.
He can put all of us out of the plane in his episode.
So this one is coming from one Mr. Matthew Brind.
Oh.
Hello, this is Matt Brind of the Sanford Citizen. I was just wondering, what's your perfect Sunday?
Who wants to go first? Perfect Sunday.
Does it have to be mountain board related?
No, it's going to be your
perfect Sunday.
I think my perfect Sunday would be with all the BFC at either Bugs or Knock Hill, just having a lovely day. Everyone's involved. It's a cream cheese and jam event, and we're all rocking around, doing tricks, laughing at Matt Brind.
This super keen kid who used to turn up to events.
Yeah, in his big yellow like.
Matt Brind's 3/4 length trousers.
I like the way you got you were the one to get that in there, Dave. Of all the people, Matt Brind was the one with 3/4 length trousers. Just skip over my 3/4 length trousers.
Like waxing on Reese's idea that the perfect BFC Sunday at Bugs has to start off with a Tesco fry up, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
With Will Turner winning 50 quid on his scratch card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his last pound.
Morrison's big breakfast, though.
Say again, Nicky?
I thought it was Morrison's next to Bucks, right? Morrison's.
No, it's big Tesco, isn't it?
Tesco.
Where was Morrison's?
No, Dave. It was no. There was a Morrison's next to Swanbuck. Near Swanbuck.
Ah, gotcha. I'm very fond of that one. That one just.
For all the right reasons, a greasy fry up and good freestyle.
You know that the BFC introduced Nicky Stirrups to gravy.
They did.
You'd never had it before coming on our road trip.
Perfect.
What's that sandwich place called again? Jake's, right?
Jake's in Plymouth.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Bieran punching me in the face in Jake's, right? Because he was bleated, right? And I ordered this like meat feast sandwich. We were all hammered. I was like, I can't remember. I need to tie my lace or something. So I was like, "Here, Bieran, can you hold this for me?" He smacked me in the chops and told me he was a vegan. I was like, "Doesn't mean you can't hold my sandwich in now." I'm not asking you to eat it.
I felt so bad for Bieran. I'm going to admit it. I've admitted it to him and I've apologised to him. Sorry.
It still
makes me laugh thinking about this. So Bieran done a couple of seasons with me and Chris Williamson. And amongst many other things that we did to the poor fucker was we would sometimes find great delight in feeding him meat without him knowing.
Dude, I'd be livid.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? You would, wouldn't that? Martin, let me tell you this. That was the least of the poor kids' worries. Amongst all the things, that was probably the nicest thing. He still speaks to me today. I still regard him as one of my best friends, but he would make himself an easy target, let's put it that way, for his own doing. But I can't believe I've just said that live. It's out there.
Does he even know that himself yet?
Yeah. I came clean about it. because
Last
I
week.
thought it was. I felt bad. I felt the guilt. The
Oh, you
guilt
had a bit of guilt. Fucking hell.
Yeah. No, if I overstep the
you.
mark, I will always apologise where necessary. But if I don't think I've overstepped the mark, and that mark is pretty far.
Yeah, fuck them.
Right, so we go to the last few.
I got one more answer for the perfect Sunday though.
Oh,
my perfect Sunday would be waking up hangover, reminiscing on what happened the night before. And that's what I still love about mountainboarding. Just the Sundays afterwards, just reminiscing on the stupid shit that happens.
Yeah.
they always seem to get wild. It don't matter how many years pass, the parties are always wild.
In some good ones.
Figure of hate.
Best band ever.
Was there a good party in Serbia recently?
Oh, holy fuck. It was bad. It was good. It was bad. Yeah. It was pretty much just hungover all the days. And I understand now what people say, like the older you get, the worse hangovers get. Because it was bad. But the party before the comp, because the comp got moved to Sunday because of the bad weather, Cody got messed up in the techno club and we had to pull him out. He doesn't remember anything of like almost getting fights and stuff. He was walking down the fortress and there's these big stairs. So he's walking down and like the kid could barely walk. So he stumbled down one of the stairs, then starts calling his girlfriend in the US. All random stuff, still walking down, and we're all super surprised. So by then I pulled out my phone just to film how he was doing. He was going to be okay because it was kind of funny how he fell. So if I could get that on video, it'll be great. We moved back to the hospital, and there's his code on the door. So Arno wants to put in the code because he's relatively sober. Because no, fuck this, I'm going to do it. So Cody just like hammers it in, gets it in one go, walks through the door, and then boom, hits one of the roll-up doors that's inside. Him way too messed up, doesn't realize he just ruined a door of like 200 euros. And he already had like some issues with the hostel. So you're like, oh fuck, this is gonna get bad. He walks up to the room where Akoni, Arno, and I are sleeping in, wakes up Akoni, starts a fight. And him and Akoni are just wrestling the whole time, punching each other. Cody at one point screaming, "Are you not supposed to be this strong?" Like it was messed up. Cody passes out on the floor. And then, of course, we saw drawing on him.
Standard.
The next morning, we just all woke up, still super hungover, barely able to like function. But guess who won the competition?
Of course he did.
Cody won it.
Did.
The Brits went back to the bed at like, was it 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, just to be fresh. So wake up, all good. Cody messed up, falls downstairs, ruins doors, gets drawn on, wins the competition.
Crazy. That's the BFC spirit, isn't it? Like,
it is.
Taking the competition that seriously.
It totally is. But I do regret missing my first World Cup party where you guys said it went off, right? At Swanbuck.
Oh, that was a big one. That Swanbuck party was a yeah.
Did I ever fight with someone?
Is that the one where didn't someone jump on your tent, Dave?
I've got that was somewhere else. That was, I can't
Wasn't
remember.
that Ryan Slater?
Oh yeah, it was Ryan Slater's first night.
That was at the Edge.
Much Wenlock, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
and you were like, "I will go back to prison tonight."
No, Swimbook. I just remember there was like kind of a sort of mini fight club. There was like a circle. And it was like, who wants to fight? I'm just
Is that in the Red Bull tent?
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's exactly the sort of thing that they want to be affiliated with.
Funnily enough, they didn't come back.
Sorry, Dan, did you have another question?
No.
Yeah, Perfect Sunday starts with a fight in a Red Bull tent.
In the early hours. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll jump onto this one. This is like this reunion tonight. This should be is a bit of a blast from the past here. This rider is not currently on board, but you'll all recognise him. And I'll let him do the speaking.
Hi guys, thanks for having me on. So it's been a little while, well, a long time since I've been into the boarding, but I've still been following you guys, and it looks good on the old e-board. So maybe one day I'll eventually pull my finger out and come down and see you. Yeah, so on to the question, I guess. I'm going to go with best competition for atmosphere, riding, riders air. Let's see what you guys think. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stu Lugger.
Yeah.
He's very polite, isn't he? Very polite. What a nice young man.
Very well put up.
He would never piss on someone who was fucking patched
No,
up.
not Stu Lugger.
If he did, he'd probably remember it though.
Yeah.
Good question, isn't it?
I think the best competition I remember was the Swimbook World Freestyle Championships. Doing the like late night under the floodlights competition, and then like massive crowd, like the kind of crowd you'd never normally see at a mountain board event. Fireworks going off afterwards. There was like bands playing and stuff like that. It felt like that was the one where mountain boarding felt like it had made it. That was, I really loved that one.
What year was that one?
No idea.
2007.
07, I think. I think it was 07.
Yeah. That was the one with the monster jumps.
It was 07 because it's in like this, I think. The same year, there was that competition at the Edge where AJ and Tom were going against each other.
Yeah.
And that was unreal because AJ had dislocated his shoulder like multiple times and he kept going. And the doctor was like, basically just don't spin, you can flip because you'll probably land those. And he kept having to get the shoulder popped back in. And it was just nuts. They were going so big.
What an irresponsible doctor.
Yeah.
Anyone else got one?
Yeah, I actually got a different one. The cream teas in Wanye Park. That one impressed me a lot because I wasn't riding back then. I just hurt my knee. But just seeing them all go mad on a cream teas, that one was so sick. There's all of my favorite riders together.
Yeah.
What was the one at Wanye Park where I burst my ankle, and then we were very lucky in that I burst my ankle, and we were hanging out in some beer tent in the village, and everyone else got the shit kicked out of them. Was that the Belgian Open? That was that was a fun weekend.
Oh yeah.
There was a party in the village, wasn't there? And all the mountain boarders went to it. And who was it? Was it?
I think it was
Martin.
It was Kirkman that stole some like blackcurrant kirsch or something.
Yeah, a bottle of alcohol. Yeah.
But like, who was? Because Martin, there was me, you, and was it Nikki?
Yeah.
Who were just
It
sat.
was me, you, Nikki. I couldn't walk properly. I'd done something to my ankle, and it was like it all swole up, and so I wouldn't have been able to run anyway. So these guys were just sitting with me at the bench, and all hell was breaking loose. But we never knew until later on.
Yeah. So we like walked back. We had a few drinks and like walked back to Wanye Park, and we walked across this field. And who was there? Was it Joel Trillivan? Who was there? Like, who goes there? Who goes there?
Friend or foe?
What's going on? And apparently they'd all been chased out of town for trying to steal stuff.
So we just had a few lovely beers, and missed out on all the action.
Yeah.
Cream teas though, Nikki, that was a good shout. Cream teas were really good events. I love them. Rider judged. No, the format was super loose. Just like having a nice day riding, and then get some
really easy going.
Yeah, it was jam format as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we had 6 zones at Knock Hill for the first one. I love that first one at Knock Hill. 6 different zones, do like half an hour or 20 minutes, whatever, in each zone.
Yeah.
Write your name of best rider on a piece of paper and collate all the scores at the end. That was cream teas with squirty cream in the middle of the day. I think Kim, Roger's wife, knocked them all up. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Loads of iced tea.
I think looking back, like all my favorite mountain board events have all been really different, and they're my favorites for different reasons, right? Like Cream Teas was obviously just super fun and chilled, and like we were hosting it, so it's got a special place in my heart. But yeah, watching Tom and AJ at the edge that time, riding in every World Freestyle Championship, even though I don't think I ever made the finals, but you know, you'd ride in front of a massive crowd at Swanberg.
Apart from the one in the helicopter paint shop.
Oh God, in the Motocross Arena.
Yeah. Apart from that World Freestyle Championship.
February in Western Superman. Yeah, that was cold and not great. But yeah, just like I don't think I've ever been to a bad mountain board event. Like, you know, because you're seeing like people that you're really close with, and you're having a laugh, like on the border cross. You're getting really pissed on the Saturday night. Just catching up with old friends, feels like a family, and then freestyle on Sunday. Like every mountain board event is super fun.
Just the community feel of it. Like there was a time at Bugs when me and Martin drove down and we got so delayed in traffic that we didn't get there till like 2 a.m, and Reese's parents had stayed up to make sure we got there okay, and we slept in their tent, a little space in their tent for us, and just you always sort of, it's like a nice welcome home every time you went to an event.
I had that exact feeling when I went to the Hart Hill UK Champs in like 2019. I hadn't been to a mountain board event in probably like 8 or 9 years. And I took my daughter, Runa, up, who was like maybe 2 at the time, maybe under 2. And it was supposed to be a 2.5-hour drive. And it took 6 hours, and she threw up 4 times on the way up there. And it was the most like harrowing drive up imaginable. And then as I got there, Reese's parents were there, like Ben Rye was there, Reese was there, like loads of all these old mountain boarders I knew. And they just like pulled me out of the car. Reese's parents like got us loads of hot water so I could wash Runa down. All the other old mountain boarders like put my tent up for me so that we could just like go to bed nice and early. And I just like sat and cuddled Runa. And then everyone just looked after us. And it was so nice. It was just like coming back to the nicest like family and community, and I absolutely loved that event. I'm desperate to go back to another mountain board comp and kind of come back into the mountain board community and just like have that feeling again and see all those old people. It was beautiful.
There's an electric event in Bristol on the 12th of December.
In my calendar, it's about 5 minutes away from me, Slugs.
So you're going to be there?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'll cancel
it then. No, it'd be good to see you, man. And there's going to be a lot of old faces there as well as a lot of new ones.
Yeah, can't wait.
And I've got to say that does actually kind of lead us on to the final question from the viewers. And although this one isn't a video message, it has come direct from Tramper themselves. BFC, when are you boys going to come to headquarters and ride some e-boards with them?
Oh,
there you go. Personal invitations to you all.
Yeah. I was waiting for the invite.
Oh, don't start with the invite stuff. Yeah, get up there. Go and see the boys. They're all itching to ride with you. We're all itching to ride with all of yous again. You know, the love never disappears. I think obviously Hart Hill's not going to happen this year. We hope that Bugs will run an ATBA comp this year. It'd be a shame if there isn't one, but that's out of our hands. So hopefully there'll be something together. But whenever it does happen, you guys should definitely make the weekend.
Bugs is really close to me and Dave, so I'm desperate to go out and film some stuff again. And yeah, great.
Reece, we'll have to drive together, the long road trip, dig out some CDs.
Yeah,
Get a train, Martin.
So
I know, I can't get trains with you anymore, Jack.
we should organise a Scotland thing, Martin. Get everyone up. Because I know Adam Conacher, he had like Scottish Weekender recently, and a few people came up.
Oh yeah, Scotty went to that one.
Yeah,
he's had a couple of them.
Yeah, so we just need to have some sort of BFC reunion up north.
Well, me and Slugs have said that Scotland is on the cards at some point this year.
You're just waiting for the invite.
Just waiting for the invite, yeah. Nobody ever bloody invites us. we just force ourselves on people. Slugs forces himself on me. That's about it.
I'm well up for a tramper e-board sesh. Anyone else?
Have you ridden one before, an electric?
No. What are they like? Are they any good?
Oh, amazing!
Not actually what.
For my old legs, it's just they've reinvented the wheel.
Yeah.
Like you can go around for like 25 miles, just around and round, up and down, through the woods.
25 miles.
Yeah, you get like 25-mile range, and you do it without stopping.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Oh,
we had 30 plus miles around Nottingham when we did a range test for them on their biggest battery pack, but they're not the sort of board that you'd want to go and jib a rock on.
Lithium ion batteries along the bottom, ready to.
You don't have to worry about that so much. You've got the tramper deck or hero deck between them because the batteries are top mounted. But yeah, for free riding, they're just incredible. They're getting better at jibbing and you can.
Sonny backflip one. Sonny and Sam, they've all backflipped them, right?
Oh yeah, they're all backflipping, doing threes. Probably.
I haven't seen a 5 yet. I've seen a 3. I think I've definitely seen a 3, but not a 5. Not that I know of.
Stirrups will do a 7.
Yeah. Send the BFC, and if Tramper could send the BFC an e-board, we'll do a 5 and a 7 on it.
Each.
Yeah.
I'll send my address.
I'd love to have a go on one. They look good fun.
Well, Nottingham's not so far. That's a bit closer to a little bit closer.
Pretty far, Dan.
Have you looked at a map to where Martin lives?
No, to be totally honest with you. But I know how far away I am from Nottingham. And that's a lot.
And it can't be that much further, right? I mean,
of course it can. I'm at the furthest extreme in the south. You're just in the furthest extreme from the north, and I believe I'm right in saying that Nottingham is in the Midlands.
Probably, if we started driving it, we'd probably meet in the middle. Yeah.
Is this a geography podcast?
It's a shit one.
Only this week. We're going on to flags next week. Well, look, gents, I think we're starting to move into the last 10 minutes or 10-15 minutes or so of our standard 1.5 hours sort of limit that we put on these, just because mountain boarders don't have that attention span to last for any longer than that. But I think it's worthwhile.
It doesn't last that long either anymore.
No. I mean, there's loads more that of my own personal memories from you guys that we could go into, but I think that I like to keep some stuff just for me, you know. We've covered everything that I've got on my blackboard here. Is there anything you guys want to say or add, or you know, obviously we've talked about coming back and hopefully getting you guys maybe to the ATBA comp, and I doubt that a full-on BFC DVD release is going to be coming round again, but I hope you guys do sort of stay in contact with us, really. We'd certainly like to see us a lot more than we have done over the last decade, and we thank you, Nikki, for staying legit and staying true throughout the whole lot and still riding, because every single one of us other fuckers in this room has had a sabbatical for a long period. I'm so stoked to be back.
It's not because of the BFC though. I honestly have to give them a lot of credit in what they've done, in my motivation for riding, to keep riding, and just matching the exact vibe of what Dave said. But like the Ison 7, like that was missing in mountain boarding, and that's what I really connected with and identified with. So to me, I started before the BFC, of course, but BFC has been such a, of course, important time in my life. So it's all thanks to them and embracing me in their squad as this little foreigner that Martin hates, because even though he has to travel further to competitions than me, I get free entry fees and he doesn't.
I forgot that.
That's really kind, Nicky. I like that. Yeah, I guess there's loads more I've got to say about all aspects of the BFC, but
then do so.
We did a third film.
Was that the final project? I forget what it was.
That was the Euro trip.
We'll apologise later, wasn't it? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
How did we put that out? Were there DVDs of that, or did it go on Vimeo? Or?
No, we got DVDs of that.
Yeah. News to me.
News to me also.
Yeah.
I've still got a bunch of them somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, I remember it. I was on the. Was it me on the DVD cover?
It was our fan. We had enough budget to print cover prints that time as well.
Yeah,
they were all black and white DVD prints before.
That's what we should say, actually. Yeah, thanks to all the companies that paid for all the DVDs to be made, because we I like the way we worked was everything we did we paid for ourselves, and every bit of money that came in we'd send out these looking back really secondary school amateur letters to all the different mountain board companies of here are the different sponsorship packages you can get. I think it was the top level that no one ever bought was your name here and the BFC present. That was $1.5 grand, and then it was 500 quid or whatever for being a sponsor in the opening and closing credits and stuff. And all the companies that put some money in, and all of that money went to printing the DVDs and getting them sent around to centres and stuff. And who was it? MBS, Pleasure, did No Snow,
Lush Longboards,
Tramper,
Ride the Hill when they were going.
Earth to Air.
Yeah.
Earth to Air.
Yeah.
No, I moved house and I found the bag the other day. That's why I remember them. It was what the hell is this?
Yeah. There's a lot of companies that paid money to get BFC DVDs printed and sent around. So.
Yeah. And I think, just to give a shout out to not only the people that actually sponsored us, but everyone that kind of came to our events and had fun just kind of dicking around on mountain boards.
But that's the amount of people we stayed with and stuff like that.
Oh my God, yeah.
The number of sofas that we crashed on.
Didn't we go to Steve Cowney's A-level results party and had showers in his house?
Brilliant.
But I think it's just been, I think doing the BFC has taught me so many skills that I've used, since then, whether that was at uni or in my career now. I guess I'm just eternally grateful to the mountain board scene for giving me the opportunity to learn these skills through hanging out with these guys and making DVDs. And it's so nice to see people like Stu Lugger, Matt Brind, Steve Burbeck, just kind of, these guys were family and supported us back in the day. And it's a shame we've not kind of hung out as much.
Yeah,
we should have over the past couple of years.
Dan was my mountain board dad when I was 17. You'd drive it, you lived in London and would I'd get a train up and you'd drive me around everywhere. There was so many people that just everyone looked after each other, didn't they? It was great.
So I remember saying to Pete and Claire when I was like, yeah, Jack will make you a proper nice little film as well to go along with the advertising. And, oh yeah, get them out then, get them out. Gents, you guys were inspirational to me, even as an older guy. It's and even watching the videos again recently, they're still enjoyable to watch. I still like listening to the Matilda soundtrack, and I do still like listening to Teddy Bears. We spoke about them earlier. But yeah, I it was an honor to know you guys as young gents finding your way in the world. You know, now you've all become adults, fathers, you know, and so on and so forth. We'd love to have you back in the scene. We'd love to, even if it's just for the one event a year, you know, the one weekend.
Well done. For a pound and a half, you can sponsor us.
Money well spent.
Dan Watson and the BFC present.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add in, Slugs?
No. Should we get in with some questions?
Yes, we should. Hit them with
Right,
the
so
Slugs' 10 set.
So there's a 10 set, but there's 5 of them, so it's a big old set, really, isn't it? Right, so I'm just literally going to throw like a question out. Don't think too much about it. Just throw your first answer out. Don't throw them all out at the same time, though. So
we need an order.
All right, I'll do it as the order on my screen. So Martin, Goof or Reg?
I'm Goofy.
Nicky?
Goofy.
Jack?
Goofy.
DC?
Reg.
Reese?
Regular.
I'm gonna have to watch this back because I didn't listen to anything you said then. I was concentrating on what the fucking next person is afterwards. Right. Favorite centre, past or present? And we'll go in the same order if you can remember it.
Bugs.
We can't remember it.
I can't remember the order.
Nicky, best centre.
No, I'm still One Knee Park then. Just back to roots.
Swanbuck is my local growing up.
Dave?
Knockhatch.
Knock Hill.
Knock Hill.
Was it Knockhatch?
No, it's Knock Hill.
All right, yeah, Knock Hill then. Fine.
Just making them up as you go along now. Right, Ree?
I can't possibly pick one, so I'm going to have to say the 3 centres that hosted our events. So that was Knock Hill, Bugs, and Wanny Park.
What about Knockhatch?
Oh, and Surf the Turf in the Lakes, they hosted us as well. So,
Oh yeah, I was an instructor there for a while.
Yeah, so those places, they were, you know, I spent far too much time there, and yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Marcus, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Right, freestyle or border cross, Martin?
Freestyle.
Freestyle.
Nicky?
Border
Jack?
cross.
Dave?
Freestyle.
Reese?
Freestyle.
It's freestyle for the win, that was then, wasn't it? Park or free ride? Martin, you should realise. Oh, there's a freestyle.
That's a funny cup. Park or free ride? Free ride.
I thought you'd say that. Yeah. Nicky?
Park.
Free ride.
Dave? Reese?
Free ride.
Oh, free ride for the win that time. Front side or back side?
Ooh.
I was always a backside twizzler.
Backside twizzler.
Nicky?
Both, but I'll go with front side.
Okay, front 3 but back 5.
Oh, cheeky.
The most common trick in any BFC video was undoubtedly the front side 360 melon.
Melon tickle.
Yeah.
Backside 180.
Steezy.
Yeah. Best feeling in the world.
Flip or spin, Martin?
Spin. I was never good at going upside down.
Yeah, flips for sure. Flips.
Spin.
Flips. That joke doesn't work in audio, so sorry.
Spin.
Right. We've been trying to start a bit of beef between riders, just poking them, just starting to annoy them. So I've gone for best BFC rider, and you can't choose yourself. But you can upset
Steve County.
Boom.
I would go for Dave.
Hey.
Will Turner, just for being an idiot.
Stirrups.
Thank you.
Oh, reciprocal. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've talked about this before they come on, haven't they? Right, Reese.
I was going to say Nicky G, but he picked Dave, so I'm going to say Biren.
Like the first day I met Dave, he threw this amazing, what was it, like a tree tap 180. So that one's burned in my memory.
Off that drop.
Yeah,
I remember you
50
screaming
reverbs.
at that tree, Dave. The number of times you ate shit was unbelievable. Do that tree tap 180.
Right. Big air or slope style?
Slope style.
Yeah, slope style.
Slope style.
Slope style.
Slope style.
You get a bit of everything, don't you?
Yeah.
Get a bit of a
telling
longer
you, man,
run.
you need to change that up to big air or rail.
Big air or rail? No. Last one. Best board across track.
Ooh.
Silence.
Cross track. That's difficult. I'm trying to mentally play back border cross tracks from 15 years ago now.
I'll have the out to grass one when it was like all that like orangey brown dirt and like fast as fuck and loads of rollers in a straight line.
Pump, 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 pump.
Yeah.
That whole place when the slope style was freshly groomed as well, and then it was just looked incredible.
Oh.
Yeah, for cleanliness that.
I would say that Edge had a really good border cross track.
Yeah.
That was a good one. The Edge was a good one.
I personally like the Green Man.
Yeah.
I never rode the Green Man.
I never went there.
That back half of it was just balls out speed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just like
Court Farm Black Course. That was another good one.
Court Farm to Film was the best because people ate shit all the time.
I've been amazing at avoiding border cross tracks while I was in the UK. I am like looking back at it now, I'd like to ride them, but so my answer would go to Serbia for sure, hands down. Fastest, most fun.
It does look amazing, that one. We've seen a lot of footage of that recently.
When it's good, not this time, but like when it's hard and when it's fast, it's such an amazing feeling. It scares you every time.
And it's long as well, isn't it? So it's a long old
is.
track.
Yeah.
If they throw another event there this year, Nicky, do you think we'll see you there, or are you solely set eyes on Australia and nothing else?
Oh no, I'll be there for sure, just for the parties alone. I might have sidetracked a little bit with my story about Cody because it's just another world. It's just like, the whole mountain board scene is just like all your family's there. You've got a good track. You've got amazing parties. Like, what do you want more?
We should be out there this year, hopefully.
Yeah, they barely announced it and everybody even showed up. That's how good it is. That's how much everybody wants to be there.
We'll be making the trip.
You should. You'd love it.
Should. I think it's slightly further than Scotland, the top part of Scotland.
Probably even further than Nottingham, yeah.
You might even get your entry fees paid for, Martin.
Maybe. Yeah. How can I afford not to?
Well, gentlemen, like I say, it's been an absolute honour having you on here. I'm gonna cut the room here and get this out to the world.
Yeah. Thanks very much, gents. Absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed this evening.
Thank you.
Lovely to catch up with all of you.
Yeah, no. Thanks
Pleasure as always for having us.
Because
It's been awesome.
It's so exciting to see like you two set up some mountain board media again, right? Like I feel like this is kind of what's been missing in the scene for a while. It's like a podcast or a magazine that brings everyone together, and this kind of does that. So yeah, cheers. Thanks for having us.
I think we're just trying to get our memories down before it's too late and we're too old to remember absolutely anything. So at least we can look back when we're old, sat next to each other in the old people's home, watching these back. Yeah.
I really hope we get to see some of you guys this summer at an event or something. I'm well up for it.
Well, we're seeing these two in about 2 weeks, Dave.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, that'll do me then.
I am stoked for that.
Yeah, I can't wait. I didn't know the pair of you were coming at all. I'm really stoked for that. It'd be brilliant.
Can I borrow your board slogs? I haven't got an electric board.
Yeah, you can have a go on it.
Great,
3
cheers,
minutes
mate.
you get. One lap, that's your lot. No, we'll bring a load of charges, mate. You can have a load of goes on it.
Sick.
That's it. You're goofy, aren't you, Jack?
Yeah.
Steve Burkebeck's your man.
Dave, you'll have to bring a helmet because you've still got a fat head. You'll never fit in my little tiny helmet.
Wicked. Well, gents, have a cracking evening. Get back to your families and children, and we will see you all hopefully very soon. Ladies and gents, this has been The Dirt. See you all later.
Cheers, guys.
All right.
Cheers.
There you go.
See you later.
See you later.
Laters, man.
Do we leave now?
Yeah, well, I'm getting there. I'm trying to get to it. You're all gone.
Keep waving. Blankety blank.
Blankety
Blankety
blank.
blank.
Blankety blank.